right, so this week we are trying a live podcast, so bear with us. And so this week I'm bringing to you, he wants to be known as Highway, and so that is what we shall call him.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate that.
So I'm going to be honest, I didn't know who you were, like, probably a month ago.
No, that was a month ago.
So it's been pretty impressive how you've been able to just kind of come into this space. And I know you guys as a group put your own event on last night. Was that the first time you guys did something like that?
Phantasm Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me, how was your turnout? How was it?
It was good. It was great. Honestly, I remember, sorry, my bad.
It's just the mic.
I remember Yokai saying he didn't expect it to be that big. He didn't expect a big turnout. And Rev Kai also said the same thing. And I was like, guys, I knew that it was going to be like this. Like we've got, I saw there was a vision and I trusted in it. It's
so impressive that you guys have been able to, in the matter of a month, put an event on. And I mean, just you alone, you've been playing. You did the night before. You played the very night before. At what time? What was your time slot?
My time slot was 3:45 to 4:30.
3:45 a.m. to 4:30 for an after hours event. So that was really fun.
I had a good time.
And Wookcavern started slow too. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did.
Right.
You guys are don't be worried about the turnout at the beginning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but just putting on an event of your own and you coming in the space as an artist and hands off to your marketing, but we'll get into that. I want to get to know you a little bit more. That. So let's start with, the DJing. I mean, where did you just come from? How did you pop off in a month? What you been up to?
Yeah. So I mean, how did I start DJing?
Yes, and also to the chat, to the live, please, if you have questions as well, drop them in. We're watching it. And let us know what you think. Hit that like button. So how did you get into DJing? You're currently in school for it, am I correct?
Well, not for DJing.
Okay,
I would be in school for DJing if it was a thing.
Yes.
No, I'm in school for music production. It kind of all started, everyone loves music, right?
Right.
I've been listening to music my whole life. I was that kid who had his, earbuds in on the school bus during the day. The teacher's like, hey, pull the earbuds out, but,
Right.
So I was listening. Music has been a constant in my life. I grew up thinking I was going to be in the military because my dad was in the military, and that's kind of how it goes. You want to be like your parents. You want to make them happy.
Were you you would say you were in a military family? Did you travel around a lot as a kid?
Yeah. So people ask me where my hometown is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have.
Where were you born?
I was born in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Virginia, and then I went to Maryland, and then Pensacola, then California, and then back here.
Pensacola, then California. That's funny. I'm from the same place. I was born in Dover, Delaware, so all up in that northern area.
Yeah.
That
Maryland area. My brother was born in Maryland.
Everybody always ends up in Florida, though, for sure.
Well, it's a spot to retire, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Florida, then Cali, then back to Florida. So where did you go to high school? And high school, or you probably bounced around then too?
Yeah, so I've been to private schools, I've been to public schools, I've done a lot. I went to a Christian school for a long time.
Yeah,
I've been through all of them.
Hell yeah.
But I went to high school here in Florida, full experience. It was if you drove past my high school, you'd be like, wow, that could be.
What was your what was your county? Where were you? Well, if you want to, I guess. Share, but
I don't mind.
South Florida, North Florida.
I don't go there anymore.
Yeah, right.
I was in Duval County, so
okay.
I went to Oak Leaf.
Shout out Oak Leaf.
Shout out Oak Leaf High School. Now that high school is super high school.
How was it being I imagine it was probably hard always being the new kid, moving around, things like that.
It's weird when you're doing that whole moving thing, you're moving every 3 years and you're, making new friends, it can put a damper on your social ability, and two, your social battery.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm always meeting new people. My parents introduced me to their friends and their friends' kids.
You're also saying goodbye to those same people. Always. So it's I totally get it. Not wanting to make long-term connections because I'm gonna leave anyways. What's the point? Absolutely.
That's the part I was gonna say next.
Yeah.
Is that you don't really learn how to make those long lasting relationships because you never get to keep them.
Yeah.
So even when you make great friends.
Do you have any friends that you like people that you know now from like back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some, but I don't talk to them all the time.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, he'll like my friend Jake, he'll post something and I'll see it and I'm like, hey Jake, that's sick. And he's like, thanks man, how you doing?
Send him a meme, whatever. Yeah.
If it's a Skate 3 meme, he's the only person who's getting it.
Right.
Yeah.
We all have meme friendships for sure. But like also like, those are the ones you don't have to talk to every day, but you know that like, you know, they're right there for you. I think probably same thing. Maybe like 2 people from like high school, like if that.
Yeah. Someone from my high school came to the show yesterday.
Oh, for real?
I hadn't seen him in years. Yeah.
Dude, that happened to me when I was in Atlanta. I like ran into a girl from college, and like I didn't listen to EDM in like college at all. Really? So she was like our old goalkeeper, and then she like came out to me, and I was like, dude, this is wild. It was like LS Dream at a fucking rave. I'm like, dude, hell yeah, bro.
That's what they're for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So getting into DJing then, so like in high school, like is this the path you thought you were going to take? Well, no, you mentioned the Navy, right? Yeah. So like that's probably where you were going, right?
So I did JROTC in high school. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be in the Navy. I spent like my whole adolescent life convincing myself that I was going to wear a uniform and listen to orders. And then, you know, I grew up and I discovered like punk rock.
Yeah.
Punk rock, like thrash metal and speed metal and stuff like that. And then I was like, man, fuck the system. Like,
dude, I hear that all the time. I feel like that's how everybody finds their way to EDM. Yeah. It's
like a path, you know?
Yeah.
Music is interesting because I feel like with EDM, it's very apparent, but like other genres take you into other genres, right? So I hear a lot of people saying, with house, so I like house, I play bass house, right? With house, some people are like, house is boring, right? And that's because they like dubstep, but then those people discover things like bass house, right? And then they're like, oh, well, house isn't that bad. And then as they grow older, they hear music differently, like literally physically hear music differently, and it changes, and they want different vibes when they go out to party, when they go out to hang out, so they start listening to different things. But I mean,
and it's a lot of, I mean, music, not just electronic music, but all music like kind of borrows sounds from each other. And, you know, that's how, you know, we can explore new sounds. And I feel like, especially it's like that punk rock kind of like what you said, like, why can't I think of the word right now? Rebel vibes, you know, like I'm going to break out and do what I want. And then that's a lot of what I feel like the electronic scene like kind of encompasses, but also just welcoming everybody wanting to connect with each other. And it's one from punk. I think like it's punk rock and just like rhythm, just like 140s. I don't know. Where did you go first? Where did you follow? What brought you? What was like that artist or moment that you said like I'm gonna go for electronic? EDM? Yeah.
So I had like phases in my life. When I was growing up, it was like all like rap and hip hop, right? Like just like the hardest thing I could listen to, I would be listening to it. And then it went punk rock, metal, thrash metal, speed metal. And then in my like, you know, late high school sort of stages, I discovered no copyright sounds.
Okay.
And UKF dubstep.
Okay.
And so like, you know, like that early
UK beats. Yep.
Yeah. And
I feel like
this is me.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to listen to this. This has a lot of energy. This has that punch that I like when I listen to music, and that just took me off.
Dancing.
Know? Yeah.
The big dance vibes.
Big dance vibes.
What is your like nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, we're
Puerto Rican.
Same.
No way, for
brother.
Real?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I'm half Puerto Rican. My mom's Puerto Rican, and I'm very much the other half very white. So yeah. We never spoke Spanish in my house. I don't know any of it.
I was told I could speak Spanish when I was younger, but I forgot.
Spanish teacher.
Yeah, my mom is in fact a Spanish teacher, and I know no Spanish. I lived in Panama briefly, and they're all looking at me to like be the translator, and I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking know either.
He came to us last night asking for Spanish.
Oh, I'm dead.
Like,
English or Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, that's also Fido's though.
Yeah.
Which is.
They were asking us to play reggaeton, and this guy, he goes, these are house DJs.
Hey, but that's not a bad idea for you to like get into something to well, not even that, but like something to flip, you know,
So
just
right
another
now-
genre of music to. Yeah, what are you doing producing wise? So wait, when did you decide to go to school for producing? When was that?
Yeah. So to like round out the story of how I got into DJing,
For sure.
and how I produced and stuff like that, I had never been to a festival before. I hadn't like really pushed my boundaries socially yet.
Okay.
And my brother was doing door-to-door sales, right? And he goes, Alec, you have to come. Oh, I said my name. It's not happening again.
Now that you
We can
pointed
cut
it
that in
out,
the
we'll
back.
cut that in the final. We'll final cut that.
He goes,
Highway, brother.
He goes, brother. He says, brother. He says, brother, you have to come with me to EDC Orlando.
Hell yeah, EDC.
And I said, I don't know.
How old were you?
This was last year.
Oh, word. Okay.
This was last year. And so he takes me and he's like, you're going to love this. And so we go, we do some recreational things, and I'm in the crowd and I realize this is it. This is what life is about.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these people from all walks of life coming to enjoy a shared medium and to really believe in it. I mean, you've got people standing around each other who in the street wouldn't take a second to look at one another or to help one another. And you have people who might be down and out, and some random person is going to come up and say, hey, are you okay? What can I do for you? Right? That it kind of solidified my belief in the fact that music is a universal language. You don't need to understand the lyrics to get the feeling in what someone is doing. And I'll be honest with you, I was producing before this. I was making trap beats for fun.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah. But then
were you still Highway?
Yeah, I was still Highway.
Okay.
I was still Highway. I still am.
And always will be.
And always will be. But I was producing trap beats, and then I go to this festival, I experience this, and I come to this realization that music is this physical manifestation of emotion and energy. We're creating vibrations in the air using instruments or speakers to elicit emotions in other people. Right? And that's why music is that universal language. Every person has a natural frequency. There are resonant frequencies. So when you hear things that elicit those emotions in you, I have a firm belief that it's resonating with something in here, because that's where your emotions are. They're physical, you know, they are a thing. But then I was like, I have to do this. I was like, I need to be someone who brings people together the way these festivals bring people together. I need to be a conduit for that universal language.
You want to be a part of it and being able to fuel it, add fuel to it, for sure. Yeah, and I think, you know, what you're saying about, you know, these people normally wouldn't interact with each other on a day-to-day basis, and knowing that, like, everybody's there for making sure that everybody else is okay. We're all having the same experience. We're all going through life having the same experience. Like, we're all, and then you're coming to a place like EDC or any festival that it is to just like release that. And the frequencies is like, there's definitely like a science behind that shit for sure. And being able to, now you're finding your own path with it. So bass house, right? So that's where we're at. So that's very much, I feel like that, I can remember when you said, you know, calling on like, you know, the like UK fucking house scene. So bringing that in. So what is the feeling that you have, like, that, what is the feeling you want others to feel when listening to like your music?
Okay.
And like a set by you.
So someone came up to me yesterday at the show, and she goes, I had two people come up to me during yesterday that kind of relate to this. But one person comes up to me and she says, Highway, every time you play, I have so much fun.
Yay.
And she goes, I love when you play. The energy that you bring just feels fantastic. And when I play, have you seen me play videos?
Yeah, no. I've seen you play the first time. Yeah.
In the music.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have to remind myself to look up at the crowd.
Yeah.
Know? And
no, that's okay, dude. That's what I like to see. I always say that. You know, when I'm at a DJ set, I want the DJ to be having as much fun as I am. He better be having the time of his fucking life, or like, what are we doing? Like,
seriously.
Unless you're like the fucking like ultra like just goats and you're just like tearing it up. But it's like, come on, dude. Like, we're at a party. Like, this is it. Definitely.
when I listen to my music the most, I'm listening to it in the car and I'm listening to it at the gym, and it makes me feel cool. I feel like confident. I feel like that's what I mean by living in the music. It's like when I have my headset on and I'm not DJing, it's like my soundtrack.
Yeah.
I feel cool. I'm more confident. I'm more sure of myself. And so what I play, I want people to be absorbed in it, right? And I want them to let go of those inhibitions and that anxiety. That's why I like bass house, because when bass house drops, when like a big inspiration for me, when Abstract does a bass house drop, everyone jumps, right? And no one's concerned about how their face looks. No one's concerned about what they're wearing. They're just, going
fucking
up.
Get it, dude.
And that's what I want. I want that feeling. But just to add on my last point, I want that confidence. I want to inspire that in other people. I want other people to feel cool as shit on the dance floor. But I also want them, that feeling when you walk into the club or you walk into the fest for the first time.
Like everybody's looking at me. Yeah.
Right, and you're walking, you're like, dude, I'm cool as shit right now.
For sure.
That's what I want.
It's like everyone's watching me. I'm coming in, like, right to the front.
Like, who is she?
Right.
Exactly.
Totally.
So that's
and you're just like there in the background, like,
exactly.
Tearing it up.
Yep.
No, it's interesting that you say that, in the way that you want your music to come and translate, and I'm just thinking back from what you've told me about, being like younger, listening to music, as a kid, having, you're there listening to music, and that was your like comfort. That was your like, this makes me feel good. I'm listening to shit that makes me feel good. So now wanting to bring that into, another space is really great. So going into producing now, so you started, well, I guess it's been in the last year then, right?
I've been producing for like 2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Well, that's right. You said you were trap star before this. Okay, word. So when did you decide you were not going into the Navy?
When I said I was not going into the Navy, while I was doing JROTC in high school.
Okay.
Did
your parents know that?
Yeah, they knew.
Okay.
Yeah, they knew. I think my dad knew especially. I had like this real disdain for authority.
Yeah.
Like I hate when people tell me what to do.
For sure.
Like I'll put up with it a bit. People will be like, do this, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
What if I don't?
I'm letting you tell me to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. But
I'm only listening to you because I'm letting you boss around.
Exactly. It's like doing what you say helps me, so I'll do it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But my pops definitely knew. He was like, he could tell. He would give me those talks. He's like, you're not gonna do good.
Yeah.
Right. If you hold on to that, and I was like, well, I'm not letting it go.
Yeah.
Like it's a part of me. I have spent so long trying to build the person that I am, to build that confidence that I lacked, that music inspired in me, that I can't let that go.
Yeah. I've been thinking that. I'm like, dude, you gotta like. I know you have a little chat. You says, "Yo, what's good, boss man?"
Techno Gucci.
Techno Gucci.
What up, Techno Gucci?
Dude, this guy, I've seen some clips of him on his Instagram. Crazy.
I gotta see that shit.
Hell yeah, he's cool.
Fuck yeah, that's funny. What's good? Welcome to the chat. So, fuck, I lost my train of thought. What did you just say?
We were talking about the authority thing and how I said that I couldn't let that go for anyone.
No. Oh man. So. Yeah, so you didn't want to be bossed around, and so you're like...
I still don't want to be bossed around.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, so you need to, like, have that confidence, brother. And it's so good, having people in your corner to just, kick you out the door to do it. But, coming into, the DJ space, man, you're going to deal with some fucking egos, dude. You know? And a lot of it is, it's not even having, an ego and being, a bad dude, but it's, being able to, have that confidence in your work and push it in. You got to push that for yourself too. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But this is the way to do it. Absolutely.
If I'm being completely honest with you, DJing has built my confidence more than I have ever personally built my own confidence.
Yeah.
I'm super fortunate to have been surrounded by people who are extremely supportive of me, who really believe in me, and Yuri. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had never met Yuri, I would never be a DJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that guy.
Shout out Uriah. Go get a tattoo from him.
Seriously, he's good. His line work is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got some good designs. But if anyone kicked me out of the door, it was him.
Yeah.
That guy, he was like, "You're a good DJ. Stop
Hell
thinking that you're not. Go play."
So when you were making trap beats, were you also DJing, or did you just learn how to DJ in the last year?
So after I went to EDC Orlando,
dang, you were
as
like,
soon as I I got on my phone, it was like, best beginner DJ.
That's fire.
And I bought my first controller, and it's been history.
Yeah. Dude, DJing is hard. Producing is hard. I've tried both. I understand how it works, but then it's like putting the pieces together. Yeah. It's like, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of hours, definitely.
If I've learned anything about DJing, trying to do it, it's that DJing is actually easy to learn, right? Like, anyone can get on there and match and swap a track. You know? It's mastering it, having tricks, having fun drops. I heard someone recently say this is like an addition to that list, but I heard someone recently say that good DJs play good music, great DJs tell stories. Yeah. Right? So when you have tracks one after another that are like relating to each other, telling that story, that's why you have things like crybangers.
Oh yeah.
Like people build that up and then they're like,
everybody's guilty pleasure is a good crybanger.
Exactly. You build that up and then you drop the crybanger on someone and it's like, wow, you really touched my soul.
Yeah. Now I'm in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that, you know, the storytelling, and from somebody that like really like when I'm listening to music, like I'm listening to it, like I'm looking for the storytelling, because I feel like just like DJing is like, it's a saturated market. Maybe I'm a little pretentious, but but it's like, the storytelling is one of those things that if I can hear that coming through in like a set or, you know, in somebody's like EP or whatever, like it's so much more powerful. And I think maybe people don't want to put the time into doing something like that because maybe they don't think like it is, but like you're right, that's where it's at, being able to tell that. So how are you like you're producing now, so keep producing electronic music now more recently. So what is there something that you found to be more challenging making like electronic music versus like trap beats? Like what's the difference in the two for you?
I find trap beats super easy. Yeah. To be honest with you, you know, like I'll throw some chords at it. Ain't
no shade there. Trap beats.
There might be a little shade. Don't get me wrong.
We're coming up.
There are fantastic trap producers who do crazy shit.
For sure.
One of my favorites would be Von Storm. Right? I love listening to all this stuff. I probably listen to Chrome 45 like once a week. But I find trap beats to be kind of easy for me. Like I said, I just throw some chords at it. Make some interesting sounds and then like mess with the hi-hats, and that's honestly what I do when I have something that I want to put like a personal feeling into, because I find it so easy. It's kind of like when you pull out a journal and you write something in your journal. A trap beat to me is like I can just put the feeling in it, because trap can get sad, it can be happy, it can be angry. Right. With electronic music, excuse me, I found that it's more difficult to get the sound that I want. Right, so to actually capture,
to make the wave too.
Yeah, well, it's like I have a sound in my head, right? Not necessarily like, oh, I want to put I want something with a sub sine wave, and then I want to distort it, and then I'll run it through OTT. Not like that, but what I mean is like I have like a sound that I'm hearing. And I have this thing I want to create, but I don't know how to create it. You don't know how to create it, or I don't have the tools yet to get there. So that's probably my biggest hurdle as far as creating electronic dance music.
Do you ever take like voice memos of like I do that all the time. Do you have any? Can I listen to you play a couple? Do you have any voice memos of beats? Because I would do that when I was actually like doing producing a lot more, like doing a little like making a voice memo of like a beat.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll come up with something and I'm like, oh, dude, I should definitely like record this in some way so I can come back.
Dude, I'll have like a fucking dream or like a vision, and I'm just like, okay, and then record it, and then I'm like, I hope you enjoy it.
Oh Jesus, these are school stuff right here.
That's okay. I'll mute it. Wait, actually, here. Also, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't.
There we go.
Wait. That's good. I liked it. See, you should just sample this, put this in your fucking thing, and then make it a real beat.
This was just like, I like this groove that I got going.
Yeah.
I was in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the car, and I was just like, I like this groove that I'm just kind of humming to myself right now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't come back to it. And maybe that's a signifier that it wasn't as catchy as I thought it was, but...
I mean, at the same time, like, it gives you something to, you know, start with, and then, again, it's all just getting to translate that into the computer, into the wavelength, into the fucking, like, it's a lot harder. So what are you using? Your FL Studio?
Yeah.
Have you tried Ableton?
I haven't tried Ableton, but school is forcing me to do Logic.
Where are you? Are you doing online schooling? Are you going to classes?
Technically flex. So technically I'm supposed to be going in person.
Technically.
In the future. But the more I get involved in the scene here, the more I want to stay. You know what I mean?
Where is it?
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not far.
At the same time, it'll be good to be in Orlando and to like get your feet wet in that market and meet those people.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Jacksonville feels like a small pond.
Yeah, it is a small pond.
Orlando feels like a lake.
Yeah.
Miami feels like the ocean.
Yeah.
And part of me just wants to jump right into the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right. But at the same time, we are in Jacksonville, by the way. So right now, Jacksonville is our little baby pond that we are trying to add water to it to make it bigger. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's the people from the little ponds and the lakes that like are gonna come and see you play in the ocean. You know, just jumping right in, like, and especially in a market like Miami, like it's again so heavy, saturated, and also like Miami is a lot of other music as well.
Technogucci says he's played every club in Orlando. I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to go to Orlando and get your feet wet and just start like meeting people. Even if you don't play music, go to Orlando and meet people, because that's where like Alliance Events is, Primal Productions, like there's EDC, you know, and so it's good to just start talking to those people and then master your hometown. And you know, because there's still people in Orlando that are only playing in Orlando. You know, it's hard to get out of another city into another city.
Doc gave me some pretty good advice. I used to be, my goal was to play at Myth.
Yeah.
And he was like, why? He's like, why is your goal to play at Myth?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's like the biggest club here in Jackson.
No. You have to. Myth is a step and the way to your goals.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was like, you need to be looking at Red Rocks. You need to be looking at festivals. He's like, you should be looking.
I love that.
And I was like, shit.
Red Rocks. Let's go.
Doc.
Yeah.
Shout out Wook Doctor.
Yes, shout out to the Wook Doctor.
That guy,
he couldn't make it tonight.
That guy is just something else, man.
Yeah.
He inspires me all the time, and he always has good advice, great insight. I love that dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me, he was like, you need to be aiming higher than that, man. He was like, if you aim low, you're gonna go low.
Yeah. No, and even having something just like EDC Orlando, you know, like that's definitely an attainable goal for sure. You know, having it right there. And also Orlando, and the other one is, before getting to Miami, is Tampa Bay. The Tampa music scene is like, I used to leave Atlanta and go to Tampa to party. Like,
so not Tallahassee?
Tampa.
Okay.
Definitely Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa's another one that's like really like competitive area, but it's like that's, if you can get Tampa, because there's so many. They have a really good underground scene as well. There's so many smaller venues, and before getting to like the Ritz, right? The Ritz is our Myth, but the Ritz is way bigger, right? Yeah. So, and like Ybor City, I don't know. There's just a lot more. You'll get a lot of the diversity that you'll see in Miami, but like in a more of like Jacksonville vibes. Okay. It's still Jacksonville vibes, very like homey vibes there.
And I'm still super new to the scene.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Appreciate you, Technogucci. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm looking at that right now.
Looking at the chat. Like, yeah.
We'll definitely chat, man. We've talked on Instagram before, but we'll definitely chat.
The DMs. Get in the DMs, for sure.
I haven't been doing this for too long. I would say that I've been, like, really pushing myself, like, into the scene for the past, like, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm elated to have played at places like Wookcavern Tub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's for the scene here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's a spot. You know, people know.
People know Web Tub. People know Fetus. People know Doctor and Stupid Thing. And also, that's such a great area to play in that you get to talk to the people that are watching your music. Whereas, like, Myth is a little bit, like, kind of just, like, more businessy, like, in that area. But, like, Web Tub is also, like, people don't care. Like, as, like, the homies, like, they're just like, yo, what's up? Like,
that,
yeah.
Homie, like, what's the word?
Just homie vibes.
There's a word I'm looking for. It's
camaraderie.
No,
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie is a good way to put it.
The
but
brothers.
it's kind of like how it's everyone's friendly. Everyone's friends. Everyone's great.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
No new friends.
So
Just kidding.
When you DJ, like when you're a performer, people say that you work the crowd after your DJ set, after your performance.
Yeah.
You go out and talk to people.
Yeah.
And I honestly hate saying, well, I'm going to go do crowd work.
Yeah.
Work the crowd, because it doesn't ever feel like that when I'm talking to people around here.
Yeah.
It just feels like I'm going and getting feedback from people who are my friends. You know, people who care about me.
That's a good one. People who are my friends. Like, we are all, like, friends with each other here.
It's like, I get to come down and they're like, dude, I loved it. And I'm like, awesome, man. How can I make it better? What would you have liked more so that the next time I come around and play for you, I can make it better for you?
Yeah.
It feels great around here.
Yeah. And to be honest, like, you know, I think you'll get that in a bigger city like Orlando, but also, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes people just aren't nice.
Yeah, there are definitely some people
I like being in Jacksonville, and it's like, everybody's pretty nice here, but it's also because it's like everybody knows everybody, so it's like
it's a small city spread out, right? Everything's like 30 minutes from where everything else is.
Duval County, man.
Duval County.
Duval. There we go.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right, awesome. Well, so making music, and then you start linking up with the boys, who you now have your own little collective per se. It's yokai pronunciation.
That's his collective.
Wait, is that the name of the collective?
Yeah,
Kyotai. So he came up with the name. I was gonna ask where that came from, but
that's all him.
It's not his business.
That's all him. Kyotai Collective. That's all him. Phantasm Fridays. That was him.
That's awesome.
He wanted that. And I feel like we're very fortunate enough to have been able to support him on that. Yeah. Right? He, like I said, remember earlier I said there was a vision, and I saw it, and that's why I had no doubt the turnout was going to be good.
Yeah. How did you guys find each other? You can come. We also have Highways, teammate, manager, brethren. It's really ghost. It really is. It's really ghost. It's really ghost. Okay. So anyways, tell me more about your how'd you guys find each other? Start there.
So basically,
you don't have to put your feet down.
Okay. so basically, we were like, doing a show with certain people,
What does that mean? Well, we're doing a show with certain people. What does that mean?
So we're doing a show with people at Myth, and those people, want to control them or let them not be on the decks or stuff like that. I don't really believe that non-free expressionism stuff. So me, Yokai, and Revkai go out and form our own collective. The person that they were learning from wasn't that judge or that good of a person. Right. So here I am, I have my RX, stuff like that, and then I have these connections to these DJs. Yeah. I know a lot of the DJs in the scene. I used to be a bouncer at Cavern. I used to talk to Kevin Velarde. And Jay Palma.
So how long have you been in the Jacksonville music-y scene? I suppose I don't know how to define it.
I've been here for 3 years, but I'm very good at social networking. And people, so I've met a lot of the DJs through that. I know a heavy majority of them now, and I've known Wook Doctor and his not so much his brother, but Wook Doctor for a while.
So you find a couple of disgruntled DJs, and you guys. So you started together as mostly the three. The three of you guys is what you're saying? Yeah. Essentially, and then expanded to each other?
It was first me, Yokai, Revkai, and it was just first me, Yokai, and Revkai. Yeah. And then we later brought forth my friend Ashley, Ghost Sound Project, and Highway, and I figured if we all had differentiating forms of music, it would sell more than the closed off. Look, you can only play this, you can only play that. And we ran into that further down the line, but heck, we dealt with it as a group, and the group entails, and that's how we are now.
Hell yeah. So you guys get to play As a collective, when someone's coming to see all of you guys play, what can they expect in terms of like the music that they're gonna hear?
So the whole idea is to expect like a bunch of different music. Like he has bass house music, dubstep music, and house music, which I change. Yokai has detailed dubstep music trying to tell a story, whereas I'm also trying to tell a story with my sound. Yeah. And then Revkai has more like spaceman music, stuff like that. But he also like references Excision and like Subtronics. He's a big there's big influences. He's referencing Abstract and that is big influences in his sound. I'm referencing like Miami and stuff up north. Like keep in mind I'm from DC and like Echo Stage. I saw a lot of artists there.
Do you think?
Echo Stage is fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But mainly it's supposed to like it's not supposed to be like one.
Right. You want somebody to come and be able to experience all kinds.
Experience all kinds of music.
Do you think that could potentially be like a challenge for you guys? Because typically when people go to like a set, they are, or like not even a set, but like a night out per se, they're gonna get like a specific type. You know, do you feel like that could be like a challenge? I don't know, because I feel like that's what the people were saying to your friends, right? They're like, no, we're playing this kind of music tonight, right? That's what it was.
Yeah. It can be like literally. We for our next house night, for some house nights you got to book a card full of house artists. And for some nights you got to book a card full of dubstep artists. Right. Like you got to pick and target on the specific days and stuff because you know the college kids are going to be in town. Yeah. The college kids are going to go out of town that day. Right. EDM kids are going to come in. The EDM kids want something different than the sound of the college experience. Yeah. It's more like a John Summer or Miami sound. Exactly. Where the EDM kids are more of like a Tipper or like or just, like a Wooly or like a Subdoctor sound. Or like a Abstract sound. And kids like him that further know in the scene know about Abstract, whereas kids like that go to college now, all they know is mainly just John Summit or just or Takami and shit like that.
And it's good too because like typically, because you guys are not all going to play the same lineups of every single time you play music, right? So people are going to get booked for their specific genres for those nights. But it's good when, you know, people see like, okay, this is like a Kyoto collective like night, then like, maybe they'll recognize one of you guys, and then that's an opportunity for them to experience a totally different sound of music. Absolutely. Yeah. So this is only like, how old is this collective then?
This is about like a 3 month. I think it's been 2 months since July.
Okay, word. Yeah. So since July, it's been like it's a month. Yeah.
It's been a month.
It's been a month. July 4th, technically. Yeah, man. Well, hats off to you and your marketing. I mean, this is great. That's what I'm saying. In a month, you know, nobody knew and then everybody knew. So how did you get what were you doing to like push and plug? Yeah. Unless you don't it. Yeah, if you guys want. Sure. If you need to like go pee or something, you can do that.
This is our business card, by the way. Everybody come to Jacksonville.
Well, we'll put a picture on
the business card.
Yeah. But if you see this laying around, that's what this is. This is just your boys.
But pretty much, I'm like a really cool dude. Like I know a lot of
okay.
I know a lot of people at the beach. Like
we're clipping that, by the way. And put that right on the tube.
So like. I have a lot of connections to a lot of people already.
Yeah.
I was talking about them to a lot of people already. Like I was specifically targeting to do Under the Bridge shows and stuff like that. And stuff around the city to get our name out. Like one night we did a car meet and then went under the bridge and that happened to be for Sloth. And Sloth put
dude, yeah. I want to have him on here.
And we went to meet Underground Emerge and I told Underground Emerge about him. And then I later was talking to the people that wanted to be on House Hats and some of their friends are on House Hats. And then we got all like 3 in the area and stuff.
Dude, it always starts under the bridge. I'm fucking telling you. That was the first thing that I ever went to in Jacksonville. I like had been living here for a week. I was living at my parents' house, had absolutely no friends, and like met Oscar and he's like, yo, we're going to the bridge. And I'm like, what the fuck is the bridge, dude? And then like all of a sudden you meet everybody. It's because it's fan vibes, homie vibes. Everybody like wants to meet you.
Like I used to do rap music myself, and I can tell you that it's like a way more loving community than the rap scene per se.
You freestyle?
Not that much.
Not today.
But yeah, I'm telling you, the acceptance in this scene is like immaculate. I love it. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Blur,
brother.
Blur.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Blur.
I don't have candy. Am I getting candy right now?
You are getting candy right now.
Just 3 something. Sorry.
Blur.
Okay.
You ever done it?
He said,
I've never done it.
You've
Dude,
never
I did
done
my first one at Secret Dreams, like when we were
your
just-
first organic
For real.
I was
flirt.
like, dude, I feel like a poser. It's my first.
It's imposter syndrome.
But what I mainly
Dude, yeah.
what I mainly believe is that anything's possible with any of these kids out here, and that you just gotta show them the right way how to do things. Any connection's possible. It doesn't matter the level of the person.
And also, what is the quote? I can't think of the quote. It's like persistence like beats talent when like talent doesn't do shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get good eventually, even if you're not like a prodigy, right? As long as you stick with it, you know, with either the business side of it, the music side of anything, then you're gonna eventually get to that point.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many hurdles, dealing with the haters and like having the confidence. Yeah. It's tough, especially the DJ world. I can't imagine. It's competitive out here.
We've only encountered one or two, but
You got some haters?
yeah, we have like one, but I'm not gonna bring it up for publicity reasons.
We got
But
a hater.
We got no beat.
We got no beef, but yeah, you just encounter that out in the scene. You just gotta let it's just another person's idea of the way
Rolls
they run
up.
things. That's all that is.
Yeah, true. And also, everybody's not gonna love the same kind of music, and like,
Yeah, mainly that. Yeah.
But I think, you know, it's important, you know, as somebody who, if you like a specific style, but to still like be able to appreciate the other side of it, you know, not walking up to a set and be like, oh, this is fucking like rhythm, fuck rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, just like there's still work that goes into it, the producing side of it. So in terms of the like, I guess we could talk about you for a little bit, because I know you're not only you're managing right now in the role that we're speaking
I'm
of.
not only a manager. I
And only a manager, but I'm also a DJ and I also do visuals.
Yeah,
Let's
also
talk about that.
cool.
I'm also just like the coolest guy on the planet.
Just that cool.
Okay, you DJ too, but also you doing visuals?
Yeah.
Are you just bored or like what's?
No, I mean, so originally I started the Ghost Project because about 7 years ago I went to a college called York College of Pennsylvania, and I saw this girl and I really cared about this girl, and I thought, you know, hey, you know, I might be able to get this girl's attention, you know, if I make this type of music that she likes. But turns out that girl didn't have any time for that. But I still continued the project, so that's what I did.
And you just never stopped.
I just never stopped.
Yeah, that's
Just making myself
how it happened at Wookcavern,
And
basically.
Literally for Resolume, we were chilling at my buddy Bobby's house, Bobby T, with some other people. And I was thinking, like, how can I get these club visuals instead of using YouTube clips and stuff like that? And I found that I could search the internet and copy and paste whatever and warp the images into Resolume.
Yeah.
So boom, got Resolume Avenue, and then got to work. And now I'm doing shows for like Basura and stuff like that at Salt on the 16th. And I'm doing visuals for them and other artists around the city. I did visuals for Wobble House for Chance the Alchemist a couple weeks ago.
Fuck yeah, shout out Chance.
Oh yeah, I saw about that.
Shout out Chance. Hell yeah. So what's the dream? For both of you guys, what's the dream?
The dream is to make a new sound, but more so to be happy in the world, find our place in the world through making a new sound. And that's been boosted through the acceptance of the scene.
Yeah.
And, you can play this.
Where are we playing? Where are we going?
My dream is to be that conduit that we talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make, not necessarily just play other people's music. Right now I'm playing more of other people's music than I play my own. But the idea is to be that conduit for my emotions into others so that other people don't feel like they're experiencing things by themselves.
Yeah.
So that people hear my stuff and go, this guy knows how I feel. He understands how I want to feel.
Yeah.
And he can connect with me on that. And so it's like I want to be that conduit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, I mean, that really speaks to, you know, what the community is again and like represents. It's, you know, we are not alone. And it's so many, you know, I always see so many stories of like, oh my gosh, she's like, I'm going to a festival, I'm going by myself, like, you know, going to events on yourself.
Yeah.
And like this, I feel like going to like a rave or like a show, like that's one of the only things, like I was doing that too when I first moved here. Like I had to eventually go to a show by myself. Eventually you have to go to something first by yourself in order to meet people. And it's like, this is the one like community that I feel like you could come to that it's like, they're not gonna take advantage of you. You know, like as a female going to a club, like, you know, I want to be in a safe space, and it is a safe space. And being able, and I like that, like, you know, neither of you guys, like, you know, you didn't give me like a show or like a festival. You know, success is defined through, you know, the feeling, the sound that you're making. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. It's been about an hour. It's been a great interview with Highway, and it really is Ghost. It's really Ghost. I'm going to put their info, their tags in the description. And I'm also going to release a extended cut. We're going to make some music that we can't really do on stream at the moment. But yeah, thanks for watching.